Hey everybody. All right, thank you so much for watching all these videos. So today we're going to talk about how to wrap up a session, right? How to basically like bring everyone back and then just to document how the session went. So thank you so much for being the great teachers you are. You just had an awesome session. Here's basically just a few things on what we want to do just to close it up. So basically, you let everyone know in your breakout rooms that hey, we're about to wrap up, and we'll see everybody back in the main room. Whoever's leading the event will close the breakout rooms, and once everyone's back in the main session, make sure to wait for everyone to get back to the main session because within breakout rooms they give you a full minute um, to basically get back. So once the rooms are closed, which it takes a minute, you'll basically just recap, and you and the other teacher should do at this time do shout outs. Shout outs are basically just pointing out every student you had and calling out the good things you saw in there. Um, I saw student one, and then just like student one was making a killer beat. I saw Rick do an amazing job with working on making a bass line. Right, you just want to call out the people by name, saying the awesome things they did. Nothing too deep, nothing too crazy. And then you can just like talk to them individually or like and say like, oh, it's so great to work with you this week. Yo, it was great to meet you. But once again, using students' names and with positive encouragement and like validating the awesome stuff that they just did, because our students do awesome stuff. So doing that, thanking the youth workers, saying, we're all good for next week. Like we're looking forward to next week. Letting students also know, you can put our email in the chat, which is outreach@beyondthebarsmusic.org. For any students, you can say like, hey, once again, this is like our intro to our program. So if you really like this, send us an email, let us know like, if you want to be in other programs, if you want to be doing more audio production, we can be helping you with that. And the more times you come, eventually we can start getting you more gear, right? And can be helping you get more set up with doing like professional audio engineering and making your own beats. But once again, really, the wrap up doesn't have to be more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's barely anything, but it's mainly really important to end on a really positive note. Students just worked hard. You want to call out and validate all the awesome stuff they did and come back together as a larger community, right? You come back from your breakout rooms where everyone's together and you're calling out all the good stuff that everyone just did. So you thank them, you let them know you're really excited for next week. You allow them to have next steps if they want with the email. So if students want to keep going, that's great. And then you say, thank you so much. So once your session is over, we want to document what just happened. Nothing much, just a few different things like what were the students' names and stuff like that. And the way you do that is you go to our website, which is www.beyondthebarsmusic.org. And when you come here, you see a whole bunch of different things here, right? But what you want to do is you want to come to About Us. It says Mission, Staff, Instructor Login. So you want to click Instructor Login. And you want to put in the password that will be on the document that you're watching these videos on. But the password is BTB and then it's Teach, TEACH. We'll click Enter. It'll take a second to load. All right. So it says, for instructors, for each lesson, use this link to fill out the program log. So we'll click this right here. And we don't want this to take more than 2 or 3 minutes because you just taught for a long time. You just worked really hard. We totally understand that. So I'll do a simple one. I'll say October 24th, or actually, I did a program this week. So let me do Wednesday. Instructor, you click add. Your name should be here. And if it isn't, we'll make sure it is, but your name should be here. I'm Matthew Kerr. You click what program you did. I covered at CIC this week. So you look around for your program that's there. Number of students present, CIC, super small right now. Only got 1 student. That's fine. Lesson details, I'll just say made a simple beat using drums, bass line, and melody on Logic. It was a great session. I only had 1 student, so it was pretty easy. And then what student did you work with? It says progress note, right? In the progress note, just let me write down the names of the students that you did, that you did work with, right? So the student I worked with was named Kasim, which was like, so his name is Kasim. We worked on Logic. And then there's gonna be times where you have a lot of students, so you don't have to go super, super deep. Just say what the student's name was, what did you work on, anything that stood out. So I'll write Kasim. We worked on Logic with an intro making beats. He picked it up really quickly. really quickly and stated he was excited to become a potential producer. Right? So just like 1 or 2 sentences for each student, nothing too crazy. And then attachments, if you took a picture, we can add to social media or something, depending, but you don't necessarily need that. So that's it, right? You just come, put the date, put your name, what program was it, how many students were present, lesson details, doesn't have to be super in depth, right? Progress notes, right? And then say the names of the students that you worked with. All right. So you do that, you come over here, and I can click submit. You rock. Thank you for submitting your notes, right? And then you're done. You did an amazing job. Once again, a lot of these sessions, depending on our sessions, they might be new students every week, or their student might be there for 2 or 3 weeks, right? But what we want to do is we want to be tracking what are the names of our students, right? What is contact info, right? Because we want students to try out our program through all of these different partnerships, right? And then we want them to go deeper, right? So we want to be building a relationship, having them join our community, and then be going further. And the way we do that is by tracking the data and everything. So we try to make it in a way. Shout out to Chris Aliki for making that awesome chart. We try to make it in a way that it isn't too much note taking or documentation. We understand that stuff gets really boring, but it is really helpful for us to make sure that we're helping our students going forward. So at that point, you did your debrief, right, with your students, shouted them out. They did awesome. You went and you submitted your notes so that we can make sure that we're better serving our students going forward. And now you go and relax and have a wonderful night because you're great teachers, and we really appreciate all the hard work you did. All right. So thank you everyone so much for watching these videos. There'll definitely be more videos online and more trainings and all that stuff, but this is a good, I think, nice little foundation on like what to do with students when they have 1 or 2 lessons at a time in some of these programs where students are coming and going pretty quickly. All right. Thank you everyone so much. Appreciate y'all. Looking forward to talking soon.